You've arrived at your destination. You're listening to Career Compass on Radio Al Ansar.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
It is the 5th of February, a beautiful Thursday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Career Compass, your weekly guide to navigating the world of careers. This is a 1-hour powerhouse show where we dive deep into the career options available for you locally and globally. My name is Kelly Ramazani, and I keep you hosted on Thursdays from now up until 2 p.m. That's every Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Like I said earlier, we talk about the available careers for you globally and locally. We also talk about workplace drama, which has been voted as your favorite segment of this show. We also talk about whatever else is happening in society, all in the name of work. You are tuned in to 90.4 FM if you are in Durban, 105.6 FM if you're in PMB, and anywhere else around the world on www.alansar.org. .za. What's coming up today? Well, for this show today, we're asking you, have you ever been in a situation where somebody at work took credit for the work that you did? Have you? We're also asking you, how do you view our South African education system? Do you think our education system is working, failing, stagnant? What do you think? Join the discussion on 0609041056. We've got practical tips, soft skills that pay the bills. We've also got our series called Basic Etiquettes, where we talk about the career world, formal setting, and how you can gain your respect in the corporate world. All this and a whole lot more right here on 90.4 FM and Radio Al Ansar. You are tuned in to Career Compass.
Woke up with the light, the sky so blue above my eyes, with a thankful heart. Today is another brand new start. I feel so positive. Just wanna do my best to show this world I'm living in all of the love that I can give you. Many things that I can do, many things, yeah. Make me feel so close to you, to you. Within my heart, can't be written. Within my heart, when I'm loving you. Yeah. It's a good day. I put my life in your hands, Allah. You will always lead my way. Everything's a good day.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani.
I'm so glad to be surrounded by the people I know, filled with happiness. Just wanna give my all and be all that I can be. Share all my love and energy, yeah. Many things that I can do, many things, yeah. Make me feel so close to you, to you. My heart can't be written, within my heart right now. Loving you. Yeah. Oh, everything's a good day.
Every day is a good day, and today is, of course, a beautiful day. Welcome back right into it. It is Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani every Thursday. Now, the question we're asking you is, have you ever had somebody take credit for your work? Well, I'm sure you'll be able to relate to this one. Office drama for the week. Here is our letter. Hi, Kelly. My name is Lena. I absolutely love your show. Thank you so much, Lena. I've been working as a project manager for the past 2 years. I am a driven, passionate individual who goes above and beyond. Wow. Okay, we love that. Meeting deadlines, bringing ideas to life, and solving problems. Now, during meetings, my manager presents the work that I do as his own. Ooh. Lena continues to say she watches silently as the praise is given, but never to her. Lately, I've lost all motivation and I feel that resentment is building as my confidence fade. What should I do? What do you think Lena should do? 0609041056 is the number to send in your suggestions, your advice. What do you think Lena should do? Send in your tips. Now, for me, there are two ways that we can solve this, Lena. However, I will ask you this question. What do you want as the outcome? Okay, what would be the satisfying outcome for you? You want recognition. You want everybody to know that you are the head or the mastermind behind these ideas. Okay, and then what after that? And then what, Lena? You have to be very strategic in the corporate world. Okay, what type of incentive do you want for your big ideas? That's the question I have for you, Lena, because if we are going to go the direct approach, which I'm against, and I've always been saying that if you are not new to this show, you know that here we don't agree with the confrontation in the workplace. However, certain situations call for confrontation. So you have visibility, which is a good thing in the workplace because it creates opportunities. In a healthy working environment, visibility creates more opportunities. In an unhealthy work environment, visibility means threat. You will become a threat. The more motion you create, you will ruffle some feathers and they will clip those wings off. I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm being brutally honest about the realities of the corporate space. So you get to decide what is that you want, Lena. If you feel that, hey, I need my recognition, I need to be applauded for the work that I put in, well, then great, we can help you do that. You've got two options. Option number one, you can approach your manager and say, hey, so I've noticed that my contribution is always mentioned in meetings and the board members or the stakeholders, like this idea, and I absolutely appreciate that you take the representation on your own, but I would love to also be included. That's nice. That's polite. Okay. Or you can be petty if you want to be petty. I don't encourage people to be petty if you don't have the boldness, okay? So if you're going to be petty, well, you can give your manager an incomplete proposal or whatever project you're working on. The implementation plan, that action plan, that's the most important part. You can leave that incomplete. And then as he suggests something, you can also raise your hand and suggest the complete plan. And you can say, my manager or my superior so-and-so said, which is a brilliant idea. I think we can also implement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That these are tested techniques, based on the research of this company that implemented that or that company and whatever. Just do your research, go in there prepared. And there you have it. You'll get your moment and people recognize you and say, oh, wow, she's smart. Oh, that's great. But then what comes after that? What do you want, Lena? In an unhealthy work environment, you get more work. People are like, oh, you think you're smart? Take it. You do more work. In a healthy work environment, you get praises, you get promotion, you get recognition. Like we said, visibility equals more opportunities. And this could open doors for you. Okay. Or you could play the long run. I love the long game. Okay. Now, this game, you require reverse psychology. You need to know how to play your games. Okay. And here, what you can do is you can approach your manager again and say, hey, so I've noticed the past how many projects you did. You have to be factual, okay? That I've given you have been well received by the board or by the stakeholders or whoever you're presenting it to. And then say to him, which is a good thing, I actually have more ideas. I actually have better ideas. Then watch how his face is going to lighten up. It's going to be like, really? Amazing. Yeah. Tell me more. So what kind of ideas you have? You're like, but I'm actually skeptical to share this with you, that's where you put forward your demands. Okay. If it's salary raise that you want, if it's proximity to power, some people are happy being in the company of people that have control. It doesn't serve my purpose. But if that's what you want, because in a corporate space, you need somebody that will protect your back when trouble comes. Yeah, you do. So it's important to have good relationships with people. Okay. So if that's what you want, then you put your request there and you tell them, but I need assurance that I will be part of this project, or I'm part of the team, or I'm this, or I'm that. And he will give you that, because now he knows that he cannot go on without you, because you make him look smart, because you make him sound like a genius. He's the person with this brilliant ideas, and you do the work. For people that don't mind not getting the spotlight, I don't mind. There are so many times that I've been in a situation where somebody took my spotlight and I just sat back and I said, sure, go ahead, because there's more where this comes from. Even if the project is approved and they give you the budget, how are you going to go ahead with something you didn't understand or you didn't do yourself? You see? So now they are stuck in a relationship with you. You let me know what you have to say. I see some of your messages. I will definitely read them shortly. For now, I want us to quickly take a short break. But you too can send in your requests. You can send in your messages. You can send in your situations and your workplace drama to my email address, Kelly Romland, KELLYROMELAND21 or you can send it to Kelly Ramazani 3, KELLYRAMAZANI 3 @gmail.com.
Africa. For too many communities across Africa and the world, access to clean water remains a dream. At Africa Muslims Agency, we dig deep, reaching into the heart of the earth to fill the cups of those in need. Sponsor a water well for 16,500 Rand, or a borehole in Afghanistan for 55,000 Rand, or Africa for 65,000 Rand, or any amount. With water comes food, health, education, and growth. An ongoing reward with Africa Muslims Agency.
This Ramadan, let's spread kindness and modesty. Many children and appas in rural areas cannot afford proper modest wear. I am Bibi Aisha Lahe from Phenomenal Family, and I will be collecting gently worn abayas, scarves, and kurtas to help those in need. Please drop off your donations at the Al Ansar Foundation or call 031 208 1601 to contribute.
Call us now on 0861 904 904.
It's happening. Ramadan is almost here and Al Ansar shop is ready. Fresh dates have arrived. Pure, blessed Zamzam water is in stock. And all your Ramadan essentials are waiting for you. From iftar favorites to thoughtful gifting ideas for family and friends. Get prepared early. Beat the rush. Stock your home with barakah and blessing this Ramadan. Visit Al Ansar shop today. Call 031 208 1601. Al Ansar shop, your one-stop Islamic shop.
Radio Al Ansar welcomes your feedback. If you have a broadcasting-related complaint, please put it in writing and address it to the head of the complaints committee. Include your full name, contact details, a clear description of your complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za. That's feedback@alansar.org.za. Or bring it in person to our Pietermaritzburg office at 240 Ortman Road, Willowton. Your input helps us serve you better.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
Riveting interviews. Empowering, educating, and appealing.
Once upon a time, during our moonbeam, a merciful mankind was sent for you and me.
And this orphan child grew and came to be the greatest man alive. Praying Jannah with me, paved the way for us so we can believe. Taught us all about love, showed us what it means. Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad,
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
Welcome back. It is Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani every Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. only on 90.4 FM if you are in Durban, 105.6 FM if you're in PMB, and anywhere else around the world on www.alansar.org.za. Now, earlier on when we started the show, we asked you, what do you think about our education system? I see some of your messages, which I will respond to shortly. Now, the 2025 matric class achieved a historic national pass rate of 88%, which was the highest in South Africa's democratic history, exceeding the previous record of 87.3% in 2024. So class of 2025 took this one, okay? Now, this was, of course, driven by strong performances in provinces like KwaZulu-Natal taking the lead. Finally, we woke up, okay? With a 90.6% and Free State with a 89.33%. And then followed by Gauteng with a 89.06%. Wow, this is great, okay? Some time back, we came here. Oh, look at Twaniso. Twaniso's like a round of applause for the class of 2025. Awesome. Now, like I was saying, while this is awesome news, while this is great news, earlier this year, last year actually, not earlier, mid last year, towards the ending, we came here and we told you that, hey guys, so we are noticing some red flags in terms of enrollment and performance with pure maths. Most of the schools in South Africa are actually choosing maths literacy over pure maths. Okay. And we spoke about it, if you do recall. If you don't recall, nevertheless, I will refresh your memory. And we spoke about how some school, I shared my sister's experience. She's in matric right now. Last year, the school said, nah, we don't see you as a strong performer in the subject of pure maths. So we ask that you revisit your options and your choices, okay? And we suggest Maths Lit for you. We had a family discussion, and in the end, she agreed to Maths Literacy. So she's currently doing Maths Literacy. However, this is just one person. There are hundreds, okay, if not thousands of other students going through the same thing. And I want to know from you, 0609041056 is the number. What do you think this means for the future of South Africa in the long run? What do you think will happen? Okay. So on the line today, we are joined by Faith Ngwenyana, who is a seasoned professional in accounting, education, and leadership, holding a Master of Accountancy degree from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, alongside BCom degrees from various universities, including the Universities of South Africa and the University of Zululand. Now, Faith is a member of various professional bodies. Okay, we're talking about a woman who contributes largely to our society. Faith is currently the head of education at the Chartered Institute of Business Accountants. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for the one and only Faith Ngwenyana. It's actually Ngwenya. My apologies, Faith.
No problem.
Faith,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you
and
too.
Good afternoon to the listeners. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Absolute pleasure having you here. I'm even lost for words. Look at me being speechless on air, Faith. Wow, you have that effect on me. Right, now let's speak about the serious stuff. Faith, you've been involved in the education sector. You've been involved in so many professional bodies. From your perspective, what is actually happening in the South African schools when it comes to subject choices like pure maths and accounting? Faith, are you with us?
Sorry. Yes, Kelly, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. Whenever you're ready, let's go.
Yes. What is happening in the school is exactly what you have said in your introduction, that a number of schools are running away from pure maths, and they will encourage their students to do maths lit. And unfortunately, that is a bit from a systemic point of view, because the government or the Department of Education requires that schools maintain a certain pass rate. And most schools are struggling with pure maths. And as a result, to maintain this expected pass rate, they will be pushing learners into the maths lit. Kelly, I have a background.
We do
There's an echo.
apologize about the echo, but we can hear you on our side loud and clear.
Okay.
So do not worry about that. You know, what you mentioned right now is actually something shocking. I thought maybe it was just teachers, you know, not knowing how to solve the problem, so they'd rather just opt for an easier way out. But now you mentioned that the schools have to maintain the specific pass rate, so they are under pressure as well. The next question I'm going to ask you, Faith, is this shift driven, you know, again, the question is similar to the answer that you gave us, because I wanted to know if it's driven by learner ability, or if it's school performance pressures, or systematic issues like teacher shortages. Does this play a part? Are these among the factors, or it's purely a preference of a certain pass rate that needs to be maintained?
Reality is there are very few good pure maths teachers. We do have a shortage of maths teachers. And in some cases, you will find that it's somebody that has got mathematics that they did maybe just 1 year at university, and then they are now given grade 12s to teach them mathematics, which is an issue because this person is not at a level where they can be teaching a grade 12 and ensuring that this grade 11 and 12 actually, that they will be able to make it in their class. So that is why you will find that we are seeing this shortage. And this spills over to accounting as well. Because even in accounting, if you look at the majority of graduates, they want to go into commerce and industry, or they want to be the chartered business accountants, chartered accountants. And those people are not going to go into a school environment to teach. So this now causes this vacuum of knowledge within our schooling system, that we do not have sufficient teachers that can teach accounting and pure maths.
That's more serious than I thought, you know, because I thought it's a bit, especially with accounting, it's based on my experience. I, for one, failed accounting at school. In high school, I tried accounting in grade 10, didn't perform well. So in grade 11, I left accounting and pure maths for biology and history and economics, you know. And then in varsity, as I was doing my BCom law, I found the accounting module there. I'm like, oh my God, PTSD, nightmare. I tried, I failed it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not good with numbers. Give me the words, not the numbers. So when I failed accounting, I revisited this topic and I was like, maybe it's just me, you know, I'm not good with accounting. However, when I tried tuition rather, and other ways to improve, I actually got to understand accounting. I was like, oh, I was missing out on something great. So now I learned that there are misconceptions based on my story, right? Now, on your experience, or in your experience, what are some of the misconceptions that learners might have with regards to accounting that's costing them a future or future opportunities?
It's that to do accounting, you must be good with numbers. It's only a small percentage of that knowing numbers or being good with numbers that is required in accounting. It's more an analytical mind, that you are able to read situations, you are able to follow procedures, because accounting is very systematic. So if you can follow systems and you can follow the procedures that have been given, you really flourish in accounting. So the misconception is that if I'm not good in numbers, and that's exactly the light bulb moment for you when you were doing your accounting module, that you could see that it's not as bad as I thought. And a number of learners would have already left accounting, and because they were afraid that they are not going to make it. And yet it's something that can really be understood, that can be, you can have logic, you apply logic to it, and then you are able to pass accounting. So it is a misconception. And it's something that we are trying as professional bodies, I'm with SIBA, that we are trying to get students and also teachers to understand and appreciate maths and accounting, and understand that it's not an insurmountable subject. They can actually get through it.
Wow. If a subject or module like accounting that helps you with critical thinking is being overlooked, or rather people are rejecting it, what does this mean? What in the future, where are we going as a country? What do you have to say with that? How does the loss of accounting at school level affect fields like entrepreneurship, finance, and even governance at this point?
Reality for South Africa is that we need more entrepreneurs than people that are going to be employed. And a lot of accountants will agree with me that as much as it is challenging, but it's one area where in a few years you are able to be running your own practice. So, and again, we have got so many small businesses, and these small businesses are struggling when they are trying to find somebody to do their books. And this is where one then requires the accountants at any level, be it at bookkeeper level, right up to your senior accountants that are going to be assisting you with strategy and rolling out and implementing your strategy. So this vacuum of getting learners from schools into universities and into the practice is really depriving the country of a skill that is necessary to make those small businesses to be successful. Because if you have an accountant, you've got somebody that is going to be advising you as to what you should be doing, how do you improve what you are doing and increase your profitability. And that's lacking. And the stats that we see for the failure rate of the small businesses, it really is unacceptable. And there is a solution to it. So I think as a country, we just need to be more broad-minded when we look at these subjects, because I know right now we have got the STEM subjects, which is your science, technology, engineering. So we actually, and mathematics, we need to ensure that those are being entrenched in schools and they get the support that they need, but also let us not leave accounting out, because that really is going to give the spark to the people and also an interest to be of service to the small businesses that we are seeing failing every day.
Yeah, I need a moment to process this because wow. Okay, so what would you suggest as some of the ways that we can improve the system?
Let's stop. This is more from the Department of Education. We like the revealing of, yes, we have reached the highest pass rate in the current year. It's good. However, it is making schools to be under pressure that they are going to go for the subjects that are going to increase their pass rates. And that is at the detriment of the students that are now going to come up with a metric, and this metric is not going to help them. Even if they go into tertiary institutions, they are going to come out with qualifications that are not going to get them employed, or that are not going to get them to be income generating. So that's the first thing that we need to address. Can we just put brakes on what was your number of distinctions? What was your pass rate? Because yes, if you look at those, especially in your previously disadvantaged areas, you'll find that yes, they have got so many distinctions, but it was in life orientation, it was in the vernacular languages. And how is this going to help the student in achieving future? So that's one thing that we just need to be doing, that the government and the departments need to just rethink this emphasis on pass rates. Secondly, this is a challenge to us, the private sector, the professional bodies, that we actually find schools that we can assist. We always are encouraging our SIBA members that they plow back to the schools that are closer to them by going to encourage them and to be offering free tutorials, especially to the previously disadvantaged areas, that they can master maths, master accounting, master English, and they are able to actually pass with good rates the APS scores that are going to get them to universities and give them good careers.
Brilliant suggestions there, Faith. Thank you so much. There is a message that came in right now. There's a caller that also tried to call in, but we're not opening up the lines today. Unfortunately, we will open them up next time. But you can send in your messages on 0609041056. This message says, "This is a very interesting topic, and the reason switching to Maths Lit is even more shocking than the impact it has on the learner that wishes to study, get a degree, and apply to universities. We have seen what this has done to individuals firsthand." So I guess it's doing more harm than good. Faith, is there anything you want to add on?
It is, Kelly. If I look at some of the qualifications, it's very good qualifications. Like if you have a qualifications in public relations, but we find a lot of graduates that are coming with their arts qualifications that they can't get employment. How many marketing executives are you going to have? How many people are you going to absorb in marketing and public relations? Most organizations outsource that. So then you have this huge rate of unemployment, and these are unemployed graduates. So those are some of the things that as the leaders at schools need to consider when they are looking at what is the subject combination that they are going to be giving to the students, because giving them something that are just going to pass is not really securing their future.
Another question says, is this more prominent? I don't know if prominent would be the right word, but okay. Is this more prominent in private schools or public schools? Faith, do you have anything to add on to that?
It's actually more public schools where you will see that students go for Maths Lit and avoid subjects like accounting and pure mathematics. From the private schools, they have got extra support for the learners. And we don't have that with the previously disadvantaged schools. So it does become a way in between your private schools and public schools, because if you look at even the distinctions in the private schools, you do find that they are mostly in their accounting, maths, engineering, and all other like STEM subjects. And when you look at the distinctions from your previously disadvantaged schools, there are very few in these categories.
Wow. What a brilliant topic that we're having here on Career Campus. Faith, I would love for us to continue with this conversation, but again, we are mindful with time. There's so many messages that are coming in. Again, I want to ask you this one important question. Are we lowering our academic standards to make the system look like it's working? Or is this the only way out?
Unfortunately, yes. Because we do not want our schools to be labeled as the schools that have got low pass rates. Therefore, we have to look at what can give us the most passes without considering what's that doing to our learners.
Straightforward response there. We are speaking to Faith Ngwenya, who is a seasoned professional in accounting, education, and leadership, and holding a Master of Accountancy degree. We are talking about the system. We're talking about the pass rates. We're talking about revealing all these beautiful distinctions. But what is it really doing to the future of our children? Wow, this is Career Compass. And Faith, I really thank you for making time today. There are so many questions. I'm hoping that we will continue this discussion.
Thank you. It was great to be on this channel, and I really appreciate. I'm hoping that the parents also will be listening and try and push their students, their kids rather, to go into these subjects that really are dreaded by the kids in the schools. If you push that you want your child to be in pure maths, it's really for the benefit of your child.
Well, Faith, thank you so much. Do have a fantastic evening, and hopefully we will keep in touch.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Kelly.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. You heard it right here on Career Compass, how important maths and accounting is. I dropped out from both. I'm seeing that now. Luckily I have media to fall back on, but with the few other degrees that I have, just there, So do not be like me, and that's the reason why we have this show for careers, okay? Because I've been through multiple careers, searching for the right career. So I'm here to tell you, don't make the mistakes that I made, because they are they're cost effective, they are time consuming, and how many mistakes will you need to know that you're making a mistake? You can learn from somebody else. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself. All right, up next, we're talking about somebody else taking the credit for your work in the workplace. Have you ever been in that situation? I see a message here that says, Salams, Kelly, I never feel fear to speak the truth, no matter the outcome. Love this person already. Okay, never feel fear to speak the truth, no matter the outcome. Boundaries are very important, and this is a message addressed to the letter that we read earlier on from Lena, who is asking, what should she do? A manager is taking credit for all the work that she does. Should she approach him? Should she speak out? Should she go on pretending like it's not happening? What should she do? 06090411056 is the number.
You've arrived at your destination. You're listening to Career Compass on Radio Al Ansar.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
When you give water, you bring life to drought-affected communities, providing fresh water for drinking, cleaning, and growing. Your support helps Islamic Relief implement water, sanitation, and hygiene projects, providing clean water to communities around the world. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المرابطين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم شد أزرهم وسدد رميهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم الطف بإخواننا في كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك يا أرحم الراحمين. استنصروك يا الله فانصرهم. اللهم ارحم الضعفاء والفقراء والمساكين والأيتام والنازحين والمشردين والأسرى يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم أنج المستضعفين من المسلمين في فلسطين. اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا. اللهم كن لإخواننا المرابطين في المسجد الأقصى. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم فرج همهم، نفس كربهم، داو جرحاهم، عاف مبتلاهم، اشف مرضاهم، ارحم موتاهم، تقبل شهداءهم.
The names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proudly brought to you by Turkiya, the Modest Boutique, 580 Ridge Road, Demir Couture for the discerning.
I asked my students once, how do you know someone being noble? Like, what's the sign of them being noble? And they responded back and they said, when they have a verified blue check mark, that's when you know someone's noble. But in all seriousness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Kareem. And Kareem means the perfection of attributes. And so when we're looking for a person to be Kareem or to be noble, it means that they've perfected a wide variety of attributes, their nobility and their courage and their generosity and their truthfulness. And that's how a person becomes nobility. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Aqra. He is the one who is most perfect in these attributes. And so the way we interact with this name is by seeing how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designates karam. What is karam in the sight of Allah? And Allah tells us that. He says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. That the one who is the most noble in the sight of Allah are the people who have taqwa. And so Ramadan is a perfect opportunity for us to practice taqwa, that we ascend in our karam in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proudly brought to you by Turkiya, the Modest Boutique, 580 Ridge Road, Demir Couture for the discerning.
Turkiya brings to you the Modest Boutique, where elegance meets style and exclusivity meets you. Come in and view our personally handpicked range of exceptional quality garments for every occasion, from timeless classics to the latest trends in a range of fabrics to suit your taste. Abayas, top coats, dresses, scarves, and accessories. Let us bring out the diva in you. We offer you a truly relaxing shopping experience, secure on-site parking, open 7 days a week. Follow us on Instagram at Turkiya_Dublin or call 083-786-1065. Turkiya, Demir Couture for the discerning, 580 Ridge Road.
Career Compass with Kelly Ramazani.
It is 5 minutes to 2 o'clock. It's time for us to wrap up. But quickly, I see your messages on 060-904-1056. I'm going to head there right now. I just want to let you know that earlier on, we were asking you, what advice do you have for Lena, who says that her manager keeps stealing her ideas and present them as his own during meetings, and he ends up taking all the credit. What do you have to say? We saw some messages that come in and say, hey, you need to confront this guy. Enough is enough. I'm on the opposite spectrum, but I value your input, so feel free to keep those messages coming in. Speaking about message, here's another message that says, Salams, Kelly, thank you and your guest for the educational topic. May Allah bless the Palestinians and South Africa with the best of education and jobs, inshallah. Please send a shout out to Al Ansar's biggest fans, my aunties, Farida Ghafoor and Ruqayya from Ashaville. Okay, wow, Farida Ghafoor and Ruqayya, shout out to you guys. Continue listening to Radio Al Ansar. Now, quickly, before we wrap up, I want to bring you, or rather leave you, with the soft skill for this week, which is going to be critical thinking. We spoke about this some time back, but I'm then refreshing your brain because I know life happens, you get busy, you might forget, okay? But please don't forget the importance of critical thinking. Please. Okay? Simply because we have now reached an age where data is gold. Data is the new currency. Companies, all these apps are watching, monitoring your likes, your watch time, your searches, secret searches, what you're doing there on the internet. They're keeping an eye on all that, okay? And we have a surplus, an abundance of information, like everything is available right now, to a point where you can feel overstimulated, you can feel overwhelmed, you can experience information overload because there's just so much of information. What are we supposed to do? And it is done purposely to make you feel numb, to make you feel indecisive. So you have to filter through all this information that you come across. And that's where critical thinking comes into the picture. When you are served with information, ask yourself, okay, what am I supposed to do after this? Like, how does it improve my life? How does it change my life? How does it enhance my life? How does it serve my purpose? It's not just about, does it make sense? Is there proof? Which is important, yes. You have to search for evidence in information because some of it can be false, especially with AI. But now you also need to know the kind of information you accumulate. How is it helping you? Because we've accumulated so much of information that we don't even know what to do with it. Okay. Sometimes, especially at work, people just be throwing random trauma at this point. That's what I'm going to call it. Last night, my cat didn't eat. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, but anyways, we spoke about the importance of having small talk as a soft skill. So you need to know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. That's where I shall leave you. Thank you for your